Scenes glimpse at some brilliant medical detection dogs. Our vet, Dr. James Greenwood, is live in Milton Keynes, seeing firsthand how these animals save lives by smelling potentially fatal illnesses. He was out and about in the sunshine earlier. Where are you now, James?
Well, I've brought you inside because it's no secret that a dog's sense of smell is incredible. In fact, they say it's 1 part per trillion, which is the equivalent of a dog being able to sniff out a teaspoon of sugar in 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools. So I've come to meet some dogs who are putting that skill to great use. But first, I'm going to meet you with Claire Guest. Now, you're the CEO and co-founder of Medical Detection Dogs, aren't you?
That's right.
Can you tell us a little bit about the work that you do here?
So, as you say, dogs have got this incredible sense of smell, and what we do here is we harness that sense to detect human disease. What we now know is that whenever we have a change in our health, any disease, our odour changes, and we're able to train dogs to tell us about these changes and learn more about diagnostics. Now, we have assistance dogs that work alongside people, and we used to train dogs very much for diabetes. They used to warn people when their blood sugars dropped dangerously low and they were about to collapse. Now, increasingly, we train dogs for a condition called POTS. I won't say the long name, but basically, people have sudden drops, sudden unconscious episodes. These incredible dogs can warn people 3 to 5 minutes before the event, so they can lie down and make themselves safe.
It's just incredible,
It is, absolutely. Today, you're going to see something really exciting.
Honestly, I'm so excited
So
about
you're
it.
going to see our early work in the training of the detection of bowel cancer.
Incredible stuff. And these are your bio-detection dogs, aren't they?
That's right. So these dogs don't work alongside a person. They work in a training room like this, and
Yeah.
they look at samples on stands.
OK, and how are you hoping that this sort of work is going to help sort of in the real world, in the long term, for screening and testing?
Well, bowel cancer is the 4th most common type of cancer, and we're all very embarrassed about bowel cancer testing. And what we're doing here is looking to see, with our NHS partners, whether or not bowel cancer leaves an odour in urine. Because if it did, people are much more happy. They're happy to give a urine sample, and if we can give a rapid and reliable test, it could save thousands of lives in the future.
So at the moment, the screening is very much on faecal samples.
Absolutely. Faecal samples go to hospitals, and
Yeah.
we are working alongside hospitals. But what we're looking to do is not only find out whether urine samples have an odour of bowel cancer, but see whether our dogs can support technology in the future.
Right.
So by understanding how the dogs can do it, could in fact an electronic system do it in the future, perhaps even on our phones.
Gosh, I mean, it's incredible stuff. Thank you so much, Claire. Now, come and meet some of the stars of the show here, because this is really fascinating stuff. Here, Mark, really great to meet you. Mark Somerville. Now, you're one of the biodetection training coordinators. Yes. But I'm also going to ask, who do we have down here?
This is Willow.
Oh, Willow, hi.
She's our 3.5-year-old flat coat retriever.
Oh, she's absolutely beautiful. Now, talk us through the life of a specialist dog trainer.
So
what happens?
when dogs come into this department, there's no sort of set age, so it's sort of between 8 and sort of 14 months. We'll run them through a basic assessment, just seeing her motivation and her enjoyment of using her nose, using simple search and find games. If all that's good, we'll teach them how to use our equipment. Where the dog will teach the dog how to search each bit of equipment in turn and communicate it to us through a trained indication. If that's all good, we'll teach the dog biological samples, which we're about to see Willow do today.
Amazing. And how's her training going?
Well, she's early days in the project. The project's been live on biological samples for about 3 weeks, but Willow's doing very well.
Only 3 weeks?
Only 3
this
weeks,
This is pretty new stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, let's see how she does. Mark, I'm going to let you guys go and get ready. So, Claire, can you just talk us through what actually happens here? We've sort of got these interesting contraptions.
Well, absolutely. It looks a bit science fiction, doesn't it? But actually, at the end of each arm, there's a small urine sample. It's a tiny 0.5 ml sample. Now, what Willow will do is go along each sample in turn. If there's no cancer, if it's a sample from somebody who's healthy, she'll go past it.
OK.
But if she comes across a sample from somebody who has bowel cancer, she'll stop and indicate to a handler that she's found the odour of cancer.
Oh, wow. Well, should we see if she can achieve this?
give it
Now,
a
we
go.
need to stay quiet, don't we? So we'll stay quiet for this
Yeah.
bit, and let's see how she does. Here we go. Ah, there we go.
Yes, good girl.
She's
So
told
that's-
us, that position 3, which I was foretold that it was position 3, is in fact bowel cancer. Now, what we're going to see now is just to
We're gonna
prove
switch
it's not
things up.
not a fluke. We're going to switch the samples. So in this case, the actual sample, the target sample, is in position 2. And actually looking at the stands, we can get a lot of information about how sure she is that this is the cancer. And this is why this looks such a sort of state-of-the-art contraption, because she actually presses the plate harder when it's cancer.
Oh, really? OK, so we've reset. This is to prove that this is live.
Yeah.
Let's see if she can go again. So it's now in position 2, isn't it?
Absolutely.
OK, so let's see.
She'll sniff each in turn again. No, she's found it in 2 this time. So an absolutely clear
And this
indication.
It's just phenomenal to watch. And this is safe for the dogs, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the dogs, it's a tiny sample. The dogs have no direct contact. Of course, cancer isn't catching, but we always make sure that every disease the dogs detect is very safe.
Well, you know, I've promised Dolly that she's going to be able to have a go at this. How this goes, I've got no idea. But Mark, you're confident. Let's have a look. We've got 30 seconds or so to see whether we can get Dolly trained up as a medical detection dog. I think, you know, I've got high hopes and maybe sort of lowish expectations. But let's see how she does.
So just like Willow, we're going to start her on some metal pots, and under these pots we're just going to put a little bit of food, as she loves them. So what we're looking for her to do is sniff each pot. Give her a little hand here.
Ooh.
Check this one. And then she knows there's food in, and we'll just reward her like that.
Oh, amazing! And then you would just keep doing that over and over again.
Yep, keep
phenomenal
doing that.
stuff.
Yep.
Well, I mean, honestly, the work here is absolutely fascinating. They are saving lives. Dolly might be going home with a new skill. I think we'll keep practicing, and maybe I can show you next time we're in the studio.
I think the key phrase is keep practicing. What do you reckon?
Yeah, she's got the talent, Dolly.
They are so clever, those
Fascinating.
sniffer dogs. And what a change they're making.
Yeah,
Something so
a real positive
serious.
impact.
So good to see
Really
that.
good stuff. Now, still to come at 10:15. He's sniffing out DIY disasters. Bye.